2013 Game 6, LeBron, D-Wade, and Chris Bosh, the newly constructed Miami Heat, was 18.4 seconds away from digesting another loss in the NBA Finals. Against Tim Duncan, universally known as the greatest power forward of all time, at this time was a four-time NBA champion with no loss, already defeating LeBron in 2007, where LeBron was scratching the surface of his prime and Tim was in the middle of his. This team also had Tracy McGrady, a great basketball player who had won scoring titles, but was in the twilight of his career due to injuries, which happens with age. There's also a rumor that Tim Duncan and Tracy were supposed to play together in Orlando, but it never came to fruition. But at this point, in 2013, they were teammates on the Spurs, where Tracy would have little impact, if any. Popovich at this time, along with Tim Duncan, were undefeated in the finals, a similar situation to another player-coach combination in Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan. They were going against young coach Eric Spoelstra, who allegedly worked his way up from the field room and was hired by Pat Riley. This is just a matchup between two of the most opposite teams that could be. The Spurs, an ultimate team, cohesive unit, often being criticized for being hard to watch and boring. But if you like winning, there's nothing boring about this team at all. The last great dynasty, going against the Heat, who had prime LeBron James. A lot of people say this is the best version of LeBron James in his career. D-Wade, another high-flying, smooth guard, one of the top 5 of all time, a super athletic guy with legendary heart and legendary power. And then they go get Chris Bosh from Toronto Raptors, excuse me. A guy who coming over to the Heat knew he would have to dumb down his role, but was willing to do it. Like I said, the two teams were a contrast, just like the two cities. Miami, South Beach, resorts, volleyball, Ferraris, nice hotels, and no disrespect, San Antonio, they got the Alamo Dome. 2013 NBA Finals, Battle of the Big Three. The guys who were the champions, the veterans, the dynasty, 4-time champs, against this new team of glitz and glamour, put together with Wade, Bosh, and LeBron. 4-time champions, no defeat in the finals, against a team that was constructed with heavy expectations put on them by LeBron himself.
Not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
Game 1 will be an instant classic. It really will be a close game throughout the entire process, with this being a filling out thing. Who would assert their dominance off the rip? LeBron will mess around and get a triple-double, but the guy that will have the biggest footprint on Game 1 will be Tony Parker, who will muster up 20 points, and at the end of the game will make some Harlem Globetrotter type shit. Fourth quarter, Game 1, you see LeBron's in his serious defensive stance. Tony Parker will make a decision on what really was a broken play. Not only get this shot off to beat the shot clock, it will go in, taking the life out of the building and giving a Game 1 victory to the San Antonio Spurs. Game 2 will end in a blowout. The Heat will bounce back after suffering a heartbreaking loss in Game 1 with smothering defense. Mario Chalmers will lead the Heat in points with 19, LeBron will chip in 17, and the Heat will reject any opportunity the Spurs thought they would have to go up 2-0 on the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals, with this statement block from LeBron James that pretty much put the nail in the coffin for the Spurs. Game 3 would be played in San Antonio, Texas, with the series tied up 1 game apiece, with the Spurs splitting the first 2 games in Miami, will come home to absolutely destroy the Heat, going on at one point in time in the game a 50-25 run, with Danny Green being the lead scorer, dropping 27 points, and the Spurs as a unit will hit 16 total threes. An unlikely hero in Gary Neal will come off the bench to drop 24 points, giving the Spurs a 113-77 blowout win against the Heat. Game 4 will start with a plot twist, as Tony Parker, the Game 1 hero, will suffer a hamstring strain in the previous game and be listed as questionable. LeBron James himself will have to atone for his shortcomings in Game 3 after going under much criticism for shooting a horrible 7 for 21 in the Heat loss. LeBron and Wade will both really just go the fuck off. LeBron had 33, Wade would chip in 32, and LeBron also had 11 rebounds, which would give him a triple-double. And he also had, a double-double. He had a triple-double in Game 1. In my opinion, the Heat knew they couldn't afford to go down 3-1 to the Spurs. A team with this type of pedigree would surely not lose 3 games in a row. So the Heat, more specifically, Wade and Bron, put the Heat on their back to make sure they didn't fall into that 3-1 deficit that they were never going to come back from. If you hear some background noise, that's my little girl. The Heat will win 109-93 to even up the series at 2 games apiece. It would now be time for Game 5 in San Antonio, where both teams wanted to try to be the first to win 3 games. Game 5 will see the start of Manu Ginobili for the first time since the 2012 Western Conference Finals, where he will for sure have an impact on the game, hitting the first basket of the game, really setting the tone for the Spurs. At this point in the series, he was averaging 7.5 points per game, but in the first quarter of Game 5, he would have 7 points alone. Danny Green, another starter, would also be a major contributor to what the Spurs were able to accomplish in Game 5. Tony Parker would be the hot man for the Spurs with 26 points, but all 5 starters were in double figures. D. Wade and LeBron will both have 25, but that wouldn't be enough to overcome the San Antonio Spurs in Game 5, as they will walk away with a 114 one-on-one victory against the Heat. Game 6 will be back to Miami, American Airlines Arena, where the Miami Heat will be facing elimination in the NBA Finals. After already losing to the Dallas Mavericks, could this be the second loss for the Heat in the Finals? A team that, when they were put together, LeBron is infamously known for saying not 1, not 2, not 3, and even this.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, it's very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Miami Heat. That was the conclusion you woke up with this morning.
That was the conclusion.
His decision faced major scrutiny from NBA fans and NBA legends. John Stockton criticized his move. A lot of people thought that this was weak. You're teaming up with somebody to win. Do it on your own merit.
Miami's a hell of a team. They're Hollywood as hell, but they're still very good.
That's my little girl in the background. Game 6 will be a very hard-fought game between the two teams. The Spurs, of course, trying to win another championship. The Heat trying not to lose the championship. Look at this putback by Kawhi. I really could do a whole segment on Kawhi. At this point of the game, it's the third quarter. Tim Duncan with the and one. It's 67-56. The Spurs. It's looking like they got all the momentum. Kawhi goes to the free throw line with a chance to hit 2 free throws and make it 4 points. I apologize by my little girl in the background. Yeah, he could ice the game right now, making an insurmountable comeback. Kawhi has the chance to end this. Let's see what he does.
Kawhi Leonard, 82% from the line.
Ah, come on, Kawhi.
Clutch one there from Leonard.
He would knock down the second one, leaving the Heat with 19.4 seconds to tie the game. But, I mean, come on. Who would think that they would do that? How they going to tie the game? But in the words of Kevin Garnett, Mario Chalmers would bring the ball up court. Eric Spoelstra had the chance to call a timeout, but chose to let his team play. LeBron James, the chosen one, the savior, the prodigy since high school, would get the shot. He would miss. The rebound would go to Chris Bosh, and this way it get real interesting. Ray Allen, a guy who had came under much scrutiny, just like LeBron James, for leaving the Celtics, aligning himself with the arch rival Miami Heat, would take the shot. Side note, Hey, Ray Allen was in He Got Game with Denzel Washington. Will receive the ball in the corner. If you look at the top left-hand side of your screen, LeBron still want another shot. It's not your goal. Ray Allen will square up, show that beautiful shooting form, and if you look at the screen, the security guards have the rope set up. This is usually in place for when the game is over with and the other team is about to celebrate. But the Heat had Ray Allen, one of the sweetest jump shots of all time in the NBA. I remember watching him with Seattle, Milwaukee, Boston. This shot would change the trajectory of really two people for sure. Tim Duncan would take a loss in the finals, making him not perfect, which probably could have got 6 rings if it wasn't for this shot, and really helped out LeBron's legacy. At this time in the game, Chris Bosh was really able to get this rebound because Tim Duncan wasn't in the game. This allowed him to be able to get to the rim and make this pass to Ray Allen where he sealed the deal. Tony Parker will have a chance to take the lead. Great defensive play by Chris Bosh where he blocked it on the perimeter. D. Wade will get the ball, get a chance. This is overtime, of course. Get a chance to stretch the lead. Great defense by Boris Diaw. Kawhi Leonard will get the rebound, give it to Ginobili, and this way it get tricky again. Ginobili makes the drive to the basket. He's frustrated. Popovich is frustrated. The Spurs nation is frustrated because they felt like he got fouled. Even the announcer, Mike Green, said it was a foul, but I don't see the foul. I see Ray Allen playing great defense. Ray Allen will go to the free throw line, knock down 2 free throws, make it a 3-point game. Inbound to Danny Green, Chris Bosh will make another block, and that will be it. The Heat will win 103-100, evening up the series, stretching it to a game 7. Well, eventually, of course, the Miami Heat will become champions. Ray Allen telling the people to put the ropes up. Like I said, T-Mac could have got a ring. Tim Duncan could have went 6-0. LeBron would have a worse final record than what he has. But Ray Allen saved the day. Appreciate you tuning in. More videos to come.